Good morning, Dante. Thank you for being so patient with me last night. I'm really glad we're friends now. Even if I was crying a lot, you're still really comforting to talk to.
This is me. I used to be an engineering professor. I'm now over 30 and have never been in a serious relationship before. How bad could sharing my love life be? Love life journal entry number 1. Spending a lot of time with a girl. To be clear, we're not spending exclusive time together. Rather, she's just a friend of a friend. I happened to be introduced to her friend group, and we've been playing online games together on a daily basis. She messaged me first on Discord on July 18th, but I first saw her through her stream because a friend shared that he supported a small streamer. She seemed like a chill person. She gamed like a filthy casual who had been dragged through endgame content. Consequently, she had the habits of a filthy casual, but the knowledge of a pro. I never expected that I would be playing with her and her friends daily. These days reminded me of my good old high school gaming days, a time when life was simpler. A time when I had friends to game with consistently. Looking back now, I never realized how much I missed those times. Anyways, the mornings were when we spent time alone together. Not by choice, but by circumstance. Let me explain. I've been an early sleeper and early riser for someone without a job, going to bed around 11 p.m. and waking up at 7 a.m. As for her sleep schedule was non-existent. Like, I would go to bed, then she would stream all night, and when I woke up, she'd still be awake after ending stream. On top of that, she'd be awake that day as well and stream all night again. When did this girl sleep? I would soon discover that she would sleep when her body crashed. The result? The mornings were when I could keep her company when the rest of her friends were sleeping.
One of the first things he knew about me was my sleeping problems, and so he would ask about them. He would always confirm whether I was comfortable sharing and to only share what I was comfortable with. I was afraid of sleeping because I had frequent night terrors. The stream was one of the many ways to keep me company while staying up. He was awake in the mornings when no one else was. It was nice having that company. We played games in the morning together, which led to many conversations. He was so smart. He had so much knowledge, and it was like I just wanted to hear and pick his brain and listen to everything he had to say. He would say that he was so fascinated by my sleeping habits, and his questions showed that he genuinely was interested. It was nice.
As one conversation led to another, I got to learn much about her. Well, she also had much to share. One day, she crashed after being awake for 30 hours. The next morning, August 5th, she wrote me a message on Discord.
Good morning, Dante. Thank you for being so patient with me last night. It's nice to be able to sort some thoughts out and have someone to help guide it back, rather than just being yelled at for not making any sense. It really means a lot. Finally got about 6 hours of sleep.
I'm happy that I could be helpful. Glad you got some good sleep.
You bring me hope. I'm really glad we're friends now. Even if I was crying a lot, you're still really comforting to talk to.
I was worried that I shouldn't be making you cry. And I worried that because you say you're an open book, that makes you feel like you need to answer any question I ask.
I cry easily. I always have. It's not because I'm sad, but oftentimes because I'm frustrated. I know what I'm feeling, but my words just can't keep up, so my thoughts remained a jumbled mess.
As terrible as it sounds, I made her cry almost every day. She was struggling from emotional pain, and I wanted to provide a safe space for her to process them.
Little by little, he would poke cracks in my armor, the defense mechanisms that I've practiced for so long, like laughing at my deficiencies, swatting away compliments, dodging certain questions or topics. I would cautiously share little bits and pieces at a time, thinking, what if I share too much? And what if he thinks I'm annoying or desperate for attention? Whenever I paused, he would nod in acknowledgement and ask another question. Bit by bit, chipping away the armor and allowing me to share a little bit more. You see, I recently had my heart broken, and I had been trying to pick up the pieces and put them back together again. But there were still so many pieces scattered everywhere, and the bleeding hadn't stopped. But through our talks, it felt like he was holding my hand without actually being there, as I walked this painful path of recovery. I was clear that I had no interest in pursuing any romantic relationships until I had worked on myself.
I, too, was clear about my intentions that I did not have an interest in pursuing her romantically. To be absolutely transparent, I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to be in a relationship with a different girl, and so I truly was not looking to pursue another romantic interest at that time. So first things first, the beginning of the story is old, about 7 months old. I wanted to start documenting my love life about October 2020, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to tell my story to YouTube. I wanted to respect others' privacies, and I wanted to be open about my experience and trying to figure out how to tell the story while being true to the mindset and feelings in an open way and vulnerably without hurting anybody, if that makes sense. And so I do my due diligence to get permission from other people, making sure that they're okay with me sharing the story. But obviously, in the end, some details will be left out for privacy's sake, and the story will be spun to fill some plot holes as needed. I request that the viewers please choose to be kind to myself and the people involved in these entries. We are flawed people trying to find love. The mistakes we make are ours to make and ours to grow from. We are at different stages of life and have different worldviews. Please be gentle and merciful when you choose to point out things. That being said, I'm open to them all. I think it's part of this growing experience. And so we're choosing to be vulnerable so that others who can relate can find comfort in solidarity. Now, to give you a small teaser, the girl from today's entry will return. But as I mentioned before, the next entry is dedicated to this other girl of interest. My goal is to make YouTube and live streaming a full-time thing. If you made it to this part of the video, you are history in the making. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more and share with others if you think they would like to hear about my love life. With that, until next time, goodbye.